Greetings, fellow pipe smokers. Thanks for tuning in to another pipe talk. Smoking my Strambach Austrian-made Meerschaum pipe, a company that is sadly gone. In it, I'm smoking a rich dark honeydew, a strong, satisfying smoke, long burning, very cool burning. Excellent stuff. I got this from Trucking Piper Bob. Thanks for that. These blends from the islands are unmatched, very unique. Nothing like it exists on the Central European market, and especially not in my country. Yeah, what was going on in the YTPC? I visited a live done by Jacques Hubert from South Africa. Unfortunately, not that many viewers, but it was it was his first attempt at doing a live, and we had a very nice chat. Yeah, Trucking Piper Bob was smoking a cigar out of a pipe, and many viewers seem to be surprised by that. But in the past time, this was a common practice. And we talked about a Stumpenpfeife. This was a pipe which was popular after the war. A tiny, cheaply made pipe with a tiny drilling, and it was intended, if you find half-smoked cigarettes or the least bit of cigarettes, you can stuff it inside and smoke it out of this pipe. I looked on the internet to find pictures, which I wasn't successful with, but I remember I saw those pipes, or an advertisement for it. Maybe it was manufactured by the company named Oldenkott, a very big German name in pipe making, which disappeared in the 80s or 90s. Drinking out of my pipe smoker's mug. Yeah, when I talk to older folks, they all remember such pipes, and that the generation of their fathers did this. And yeah, also many did collect the last bits of cigarettes, get the tobacco out, and smoke this in a pipe. It was the cheapest way to smoke. And of course, this was a time where people didn't have much money. Tobacco was expensive if you didn't grow your own, which was still common practice back then. And yeah, it was also the generation that came back from the war. And as it is often the case, many soldiers came back with one or more addictions. And the most common addiction was that of tobacco and nicotine. Yet Trucking Piper from the USA did show his Meerschaum collection, and he also showed what he believed to be some tiny Meerschaum pipes, but actually these were cigar holders, cigarette and cigar holders. They were very popular in the 20s, and here in Vienna, where I am located right now, this was the center of Meerschaum carving, not harvesting, but pipe manufacturing, and they made lots of these cigar holders. You still find these in antique stores around town, and also in the usual places on the internet. Often very artistic and very well done pieces, often with real amber stamps, which is completely uncommon today. So, what else? Yeah, another piece of cigar history. Have you ever heard of a cigar needle? I don't know if this has a specific term. This was also out of a time where tobacco was very expensive, and they smoked the cigars to the last bit until they couldn't hold it when it got too hot. You stuck in the needle and smoked it by holding it with the needle. This also came out of poverty, but it also made its way to the upper class, and there are many very expensive pieces around with lots of decorations, gold and such. And nowadays, I guess no one wants to smoke the cigar to the last bit. But you can use these needles if a cigar has a bad draw. You can stuck it in from behind and make yourself a smoke channel, air hole, so the cigar gets a better draw. That's the reason why they are still around. Yeah, then I would like to do a shout out. My friend Tom, our YTPC correspondent from Poland, has uploaded a new video where he's strolling through a forest in Poland. And since there are many new viewers here, I highly recommend that you visit his channel, check him out. His videos deserve much more views, so he gets motivated to probably do more videos. Would love to see more of Poland and Polish pipe making history. And they have a lot of pipe making history there, making and smoking. And he changed his channel name from TMMW to Piper Tom PL. You probably have noticed in the comments. I also would like to greet the Pater Piper, Father Brian. He recently started making videos after appearing in the comments. And apart from his videos, I like his whole approach because you see him often at newer channels in the comment section, and he always is writing messages of encouragement, empowerment, and he really tries to get people doing and going, which I highly appreciate. So thanks for that. Yeah, many new faces in the YTPC. I also like the Hoosier Marshal. He's venturing into the more political side, so be aware of that. Also Zombie Nation and his second channel, WROL News Network, also deserves much more views, but is also more from the conservative side, so be warned. Yeah, what else is there to say? Yeah, Sean, the trucking piper, he asked me if it is a common practice that certain pipe makers produce pipes only for a specific region. I had to think a little of this, and several examples came to my mind. Of course, many companies produce for their own region. So, for example, Dr. Grabow, USA, are not available outside of America. So they just produce for their home country. When I visited a British online seller, there were many British brands I never thought that still exist, but they seem to produce only for the British market. And for example, the Lorenzetti brand, a family-owned pipe workshop in Italy. Those pipes are hardly found anywhere in Europe, and I guess most of their production is going to the USA. An understandable move. If some American large-scale retailer is calling a pipe workshop, say, I need 500 straight pipes, 500 bent pipes, ship it over, I take everything you produce. Of course, everyone would be glad to do this. It's also because Europe is a difficult market, lots of different nations. Every nation prefers different pipes still. And also every country has different regulations, different taxations. It's really complicated, so it's easier to sell to the US market. It's a one huge market. At least I think so. Also, when I visit American online sellers, I often see Italian brand names I have never heard of. And in many cases, I doubt that such a workshop by this name does exist in Italy. These are brand names made up by large retailers, tobacco chains, and then they make up a name for the new brand. Then they call Italy the Molina factory or the Barontini factory, whatever, and say, I want these pipes, stamp it with my company name. Then hopefully a pipe stick is produced, a pipe bag, whatever. And the brand is created. And these are then also available on the USA, only at their stores. And this doesn't mean that they are bad pipes, because these Italian companies know how to produce pipes. And in the end, it all depends on the quality control. But even large, well-known brands have some issues, often have some issues there. So, I see I almost reached the 10-minute mark. Thanks for listening to my little chat with no specific topic today. Thanks for watching. Sorry to each and every one that I forgot to mention. Until next time. Cheers.